Good afternoon, everybody. How are we on this fabulous Thursday? Just check I am live in the right place. Come on. It's not saying I'm there. Yep, there we go. We are there. Excellent. All right, we can get rid of that. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Especially now the weather's cooled down a little. It's a lot nicer. Right, for those that don't know, my name's Lisa. I am the face behind Lisa's Loft, and I am here to inspire you in the world of papercraft with Stampin' Up products. And while we're on about products, you may have seen that we have a new hot foiling system that's just been released. It was released a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 at most, to demonstrators. I have mine. I've had a little play just to give it a go, and ooh and ah over all the nice pretty foiling. But yeah, it's now available to customers. So I've just got the brochure. So if we just switch our camera, this is the brochure that's available. This is available online at the online shop, where you can have a flick through, but that's the actual system itself. That's a heat-up platform, real simple to use. Turn it on, heat it. Once it tells you, create your sandwich as needed, and then run it through your Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. And hey presto, you have beautiful foiled images. And we have a few bundles available. We've got shimmering scenes. The stamps can be used alone just to create lovely scenes, and then there's little bits that can be added for foiling. We've got the Botanical Glow, which the stamp and die do not line up. They are designed that way, so it gives a nice sort of shadow effect, which is absolutely gorgeous. To begin with, I was like, not fussed about that one so much. Now it is in my basket waiting for my next order. If you like butterflies, we've got the butterflies, which these are dies. So you get, if it's in gold, it means it foils, and then the black is outline dies to die cut them out, and then you get some standalone pieces as well. But this comes with masks, so you can colour them in using masks and blending, or just use them on their own if you wish. Then we have one that's echoes of detail, so it's all textures, which is also one that is on my list. This is the one I purchased, which is Flourish and Frames. I thought with Christmas coming up, I might use frames a lot and after Christmas. And I like having Flourish, and I love the bee. The bee's just gorgeous. Then we have this Sweetly Sentimental. It's got a big, large rose, I believe it is. Stamps and that, and some texture, and then it's a sentiment, so you can do some nice foiled uncoloured cardstock with that and the die to die cut them out all in one go. This is gorgeous. Another one that I was like, not really for me, but I've seen it and it makes gorgeous projects, and it's one large die, and people are using the negative of that as well. Then we've got the Classic Greetings, which is in my basket. An alphabet and numbers, and then a dots. And then the foil, we do gold, silver, and light pink at the moment. And then there's just some information and things about that. It's £149 for those of you that are interested, and for a limited time only, which I can't remember when it's till. Let me, my mouse isn't going to work. Let me just have a look. Oh, until January. Oh, so you've got plenty of time. Anyone that purchases the system, you'll automatically receive a free class, a free foiling class. So don't be tempted if you do purchase, because the class is available separately, don't be tempted to add the system to your basket and then add the class, because it's already included. One thing, or a couple of things I will say, is it will not fit through a big shot. It has been tried and no, it's too wide. And it has only been tested with the Stampin' Up cut and emboss, the standard size. That's the only one it's been tested with. The only one of ours it'll fit through. And your warranty only stands if it's used with that cut and emboss machine. So just a couple of things to make you aware of. Right, so we are still playing with our Summer Happiness bundle. Loving this still. Really happy, jolly, beautiful images. But today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Sorry about the glare, but because of what we're going to do, I need my glass mat. I will try and keep it covered as much as possible. But we're going to play with a bit of alcohol. And no, we're not going to start drinking. We're going to play with our blends and rubbing alcohol, which I have in a spritzer. This is just one of our water spritzers that I put alcohol in, and I mark it just so that I know that there's alcohol in there. You can buy alcohol from lots of places. Mine, I got a large bottle off Amazon, and it wasn't expensive, and I have had it a fair few years. But yeah, I did a technique before using the blends and stamping blocks, so I thought we would have a bit of a play with that. And first of all, I've picked out a couple of colour combos, and I've used my dark blends because I thought that would be better, because the way it is, it loses some of its intensity. So we've got Highland Heather, Flirty Flamingo and Granny Apple Green. And then I went for Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade and Azure Afternoon. Now, the way I chose these colours was with our colour coach, which is available to purchase. No, it's not. And it wasn't. It's with our colour wheel, not the colour coach. You'll have to excuse the fact that mine on the inside is foreign. We were given these free at on stage a couple of years ago, and unfortunately there wasn't enough English bits for the amount of people that actually wanted English. So I ended up with, I think it's German, but it's okay, I can work it out, it still works the same. So we've gone triadic for our colour combo, and I've just chosen 3 colours that pop up in there that I like the look of. So that's where our combos have come from today. So let's go with our first one, which is our Highland Heather, Granny Apple Green and Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to go with my Granny Apple Green first. Not with that side up. Oh, it might, because I've used it for flicking. Yeah, it will. It'll still work on here. That's why the nibs had it. But for this, it doesn't matter. So you might, oh, you can see. I'm just going to lay down some colour on here. And then I'm going to give it a spritz, couple of spritz with our 3 splits with the alcohol. And then I'm literally going to turn it and blop it down. I'm just going to leave that to soak up into the card and then remove it. And we have a coloured block. It will dry lighter coloured. So we'll just leave it for now. Now I'm going to grab a slightly smaller block and I'm going to go with my Highland Heather. And again, I'm going to add colour on that. And of course, in this heat, it does tend to dry a little bit quicker. And I am going over it a few times to build up that colour. And then we'll just spritz on that one, just 2 on that one. And then add that. And allow that to dry a little and soak in. And you will get some texture. Now I've got some little pill in there because I didn't add quite so much alcohol, so it didn't all splurge out, which I like. And we want some different textures. And then I'm going to use the smaller block again with our Flirty Flamingo. And add some colour onto that. A few times again to build up the colour. And then we'll pop this one here. And I am slightly overlapping them. It just creates a nice fun design. And it's just a fun way to create a little background. There we go. So that's nice. And then what you can do, make sure it's dry. Near enough. It's dry enough to stamp onto. We'll grab our memento. I'm going to get... Oh, excuse me. I've gone very dry. I think the alcohol fumes out to the back of my throat. Right, and we will just grab... I want my freezing mat just to stamp on. And the reason I like to do it on my glass mat is I can just wipe it clean if I get anything on it, because the alcohol may slightly drip on it when I've spritzed it on my block. So we'll have a nice fun in the sun. Clean that off because we're going to be using our blocks again. And then... Morning! Hi Michelle, thanks for joining. Yes, I have had a good week actually. It's been very hectic. I'm chasing my tail. But it's been a good week. It's been productive. Thank you. Hope you have too. Hope you're well, Mel. We're just playing with a bit of alcohol. Because why not? Then I'm just going to ink up a couple of the fuller images that have got, those that have got a little bit more infilled on them. I mean, this is great for silhouette images, but there's nothing wrong also with using just outlined images. Look at that. How fun is that? I think, oh, I've got some on there. I think that's great. Just real quick, easy cards. So let's grab a card base. We're going to go coloured. Let's try Granny Apple Green. It's not a colour I use a lot of, card base. Why? Come on, I'll grab a piece. You like to drink it? Well, I used to. Yeah, I quite like the green on there. I'll just trim a standard card base. So on my A4, I will score at 10.5 and then chop it in half. I do mine at 14.9. I know some people do them at 14.8. There's no right or wrong. And then I butt it up against the edge so that I can get them nice and level. Bone folder. And then we can just pop that on there. You used to too, don't these days? No, yeah. I enjoy it whilst I'm drinking it. And don't get me wrong, I will have the odd gin and tonic when I'm with a group or something. But as a whole, I'm quite, at the moment, I'm liking Guinness Zero and enjoying drinking Guinness Zero because it tastes just like Guinness, which I like anyway. But I don't feel terrible after because that's how it got that I was always feeling rough the next day. And it's not worth it, is it? Just for the little bit of a giggle and whatever. I can still have the same amount of fun without feeling really rough the next day. And it's the whole day, so it's a waste of a day. And I don't like that. Too much to do to waste a day. Like I say, I'll have the odd G&T when we all get together. Right, let's find some nice embellishments to pop on there. I am quite loving rhinestones at the moment. Sequins might look nice. Let's try those. Sunset Sparkle sequins. Was never a real drinker, and I don't like fizzy drinks either. So much. Yeah. We like the strawberry and lime cider zero alcohol. It's a nice refresh. Yes, I have had. I think I've had one of those before. I just find them a little bit sweet. You're right, these days getting on. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I was at a funeral again on Tuesday. That's why my week's been a little bit hectic. Went to a funeral Tuesday of a very long-term family friend within the car scene. And it was a fabulous send-off for him. It was huge. And unfortunately, it's the only time I get to see a lot of people now from way back. So in the most respectful way possible, it was a brilliant day. And then we came home because we had a lift there. It was over Stafford. We came back and got changed and went out over Lichfield to a car meet that some of them were going to. And they said, "Are you coming over?" I was like, you know what, why not? So yeah, it was a really nice day, but absolutely shattering. I really was shattered by the end of it. Right, I'm just going to stamp on the inside too, so that we have a nice inner. But yeah, I used to drink a lot, like way too much. Especially with working in a pub. Every day, finish, and you say, I'll just have one after work, just to, with being in the kitchen, it being hot and tiring. And unfortunately, most days one turned into a skinful. Which it was fun, don't get me wrong. But yeah, end up working for nothing. Right, so there is our first card. Real quick, simple. Now, I thought we'd do the same again, but with our other colourway that I've got, just to show how different colours look. And we've got Poppy Parade, Azure Afternoon, and Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to go Azure Afternoon. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to go Poppy Parade on the larger one. No, I'm not. Daffodil Delight. Again, I've got a nice fuzzy end, but it works perfectly for this. Put down some colour. And we'll give that a spritz. And we will pop that one there this time. When I'm using, I like to use 3. And I like to use 2 different sizes. And I like to use my largest one as my middle. And then have the others. Oh, that hasn't come very clean. It's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Yeah, use the others either side of that. Right, Poppy Parade. Now with the darker colours, I find you don't have to put so much colour down because they're more intense anyway. We'll go 3 on that one. Yeah, I think we'll go upwards on that one as well. Nice. Like that. I like how it's sort of fuller down to this corner. And then we'll go Azure Afternoon. A couple of times over with that. Oops. And that can go there. Now you may notice that I sort of, rather than spraying from above this time, I went from the side to push the ink a little bit just to give it a bit more definition down the one side, or intensity. It's just plain. You never know exactly how it's going to turn out. But it's nice to just have a play. Now with this one, I am going to do some splatting over it. That's why my nibs are ruined. Just for a little bit of extra texture. Oh, nice. And then again, I'm going to go in with some of these images. I think I'm going to grab the flower and the sun, because I think the sun will look quite nice on the yellow or on the Daffodil Delight. Never done cards like this. We'll try on some Christmas cards. Yeah, I've done a few in different colours and basically using the same, and they do look extremely different, and they're fun and easy. You know, it's a nice way to. I was going to do that on the Daffodil Delight, weren't I? Oh well, never mind. yeah, it is fun and easy, a quick way, but it's something a little bit different. And then we'll have a sentiment of, you going, babe? All right, ring me when you're done and I'll come and fetch you and we'll go shopping. All right, see you later. Sorry about that. Hayden's going to have his hair cut and coloured and everything else. We'll have So Happy Together on this one. And your images don't have to fit perfectly. Like that one slightly overlaps, but I think that's absolutely fine. I like it. Oh, see, that's why I want my mat, because it's splattered. Right, for this one, I think let's try a Daffodil Delight and see what that looks like. Wrong yellow. Here we go. I've put it away in the wrong place. Oh. No. Pink Tropic Parade, maybe. But I'm going away in the morning. We've got a Stampin' Up event in Birmingham that I'm going to, and yes, I'm going to stay in a hotel for 2 nights in Birmingham when it's like, what, 20 minutes or so down the road, but you know, it's got to be done, hasn't it? And I am not prepared at all. I was going to do swaps. Oh yes, that's better. And all sorts. And I have done nothing. We've had things going on with the car as well, trying to get that sorted and ready. Picking parts up, taking parts and what have you. I'm just trying to get everything organised and done. And then I'm behind on all my social and my blog hops and yeah. But never mind, it all gets done. Absolutely enjoy the full atmosphere of yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, it's nice to come home at the end of a day and everything, but you miss out on all the social bit of it, don't you? Which, you know, that's what it's all about for me, really, to be honest. It's the people and that just make it. Right, there we go. Beautiful. We'll do an inner for this as well. And I haven't been using my stamping mat, and that has been stamping so nice that I am not going to worry about it. And really get that on the inside, and then grab some embellishments for this one. And then I have another little alcohol technique. Well, no, it's not another technique, it's just another way of doing the alcohol. Keep that upside down because it's running out. Right, I think on this one we will go rhinestones because I don't have any of those colour embellishments. I'm wondering those a bit big. Yeah, the large ones are a bit big, but we can go medium and small. And then a small one over here. Brilliant. Love that. I think that one's my favourite of the two so far. That's those two. Right, so next I'm going to use some vellum. Let's just grab, what size is this? It's just under, that's 13.9. So if I chop it down, we can have a larger. So instead of it being half a centimetre smaller on both measurements, it's going to be a centimetre smaller. So we're going 9.5 by 13.9. And we'll do this one this way. And shall we use one of the colour combos we've already used, or shall we go for something different? And if you'd like something different, what would you like? Bearing in mind we're using these stamps, so I really don't want to be using many neutral colours. We want something quite happy and jolly and bright. Three different greens. Okay. So let's go for shaded spruce, but I'm going to go light. Lemon lime twist, dark. See, these don't particularly go, but we will see. And do I go for a pretty peacock or peaceful pine? Let's bring in peaceful pine light. Let's try that. I don't know. It may work, it may not, but we shall see. And all I'm going to do for this one is colour. Put some colour down on here. It may turn out absolutely atrocious, but this is part of the fun of playing. And then we're just going to spritz on here. And then we can move it about if we want. We can add some more alcohol. Try and keep it somewhat flat. It doesn't all just go to the middle. Move it about a bit. Just while that alcohol evaporates. Yeah. I'm getting messy. It's not an oops, sorry. No, it's good. It's good to try different colours. Right. What I'm gonna do is hold that. Like so. I am gonna grab my heat tool. Let's just unplug my phone. It'll last while we do this. And give it a bit of a dry. Okay. How beautiful. Let me grab a piece of white. That's not white. That's very vanilla. How beautiful is that? Gorgeous, isn't it? And they do go because the colours have pulled together. So yeah, they do go. Love that. So we can make that into a card as well. And I'm going to keep it very simple. And we will do the same kind of thing. We just black stamping. I'm going to bring in the Summer Adventures. Now I am going to bring in my piercing mat for this because it's on vellum to make sure I get it. A good impression. Give that a good press. There we go. Fab. And then we'll need Adventures. To me needs a camera, doesn't it? This might have been better actually done in stays on, but never mind. I'm gonna grab the flip-flops and we'll have some flip-flops. And then we will have actually the sun for Summer Adventures. Okay, so then we can pop this on a basic white card base. Just find that. Score that. In half. It's already been cut lengthways in half. Good burnish. These are the Summer Happiness, the bundle. It's my product spotlight for this month. All right, so I need to put some glue in places where it's not going to show too much. I'm just going to pop it on the back of the camera and on the more solid bit of the sun. And then if needs be, when I embellish, I can add some more under the embellishments. Yeah, that's not drying. Give that a quick dry. It's taking longer to dry on me. There we go. Yeah, stays on would be better. Ah, I was given the wrong dies on an order, but I need the stamps to the one with the rubber ring. Oh, yes. I haven't got that one. Yeah, I know the one you mean. I can't. It's got more beachy kind of stuff with it, hasn't it? Right. So then if we grab, I don't know why I don't just leave my embellishment box out. It would make sense. Some nice embellishment. We've got greens. So I have got some Peaceful Pine. I'm kind of thinking it'd be nice to have some bright. Those are the retired, but I keep them because they're the in colour dots. Darling Duckling. It might be. We just do rhinestones again. I am really liking my rhinestones. Let's have a couple of these. There, and last one. There. Alright. Then what I can do is just put a dab of glue behind those. Because glue will, I find it doesn't matter what glue I use or what adhesive I use. With vellum, it shows through. Even glue dots. So I can just lift that and put a little dot under there. Obviously, it does take that bit longer to dry because it's on vellum. It doesn't soak in the same as cardstock. There we go. That's that one. Yeah, I quite like that. And then I think what we could do is make a bit of like a beachy kind of scene, maybe. And let's put a piece. That is what we got here. That's way too small. I've got some more here. That is 14.4. So I'm going a standard first layer, or my standard first layer. 14.4. It's a bit creased by 10. Right. And if we're going to go a bit beachy, let's go for a bit of crumb cake. I think we could go more sunsetty then. Oh, we'll have a little bit of a beachy down this corner. Crumb cake with Daffodil Delight, just to give us a bit of a sandy kind of. And then we want Azure Afternoon. And maybe, how about a bit of Pool Party for the water? Azure Afternoon Sky or Balmy Blue? Let's have a bit of a play and see. So I'm going to do dots, crumb cake, with a little bit of Daffodil Delight in with it. And then for our water, do I want my water more bluey? Yeah. So let's go Balmy Blue. Is some little spots of Azure Afternoon. And then we can go for a dark pool party. for our sky, I am going to bring the horizon a bit more straight, because it would be, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be at an angle like that. Okay. We can add some more this in to that, and that'll be darker perhaps. And then we'll have some lemon lolly just coming in here, like that a bit more, seem like the sun. Right, shall we see how this turns out? This is an experiment, totally. Right, I'm going to go from above. Perhaps should have done it a bit bigger and taped it down. Right. I'm going to move it about. Moved it about a bit with the heat tool. Just want to get rid of those very dark areas. Allow that to come down. There we are. Obviously, with drying it, you do get a bit more of a edge rather than letting it dry. But that, to me, gives the impression of a beachy kind of sea. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my stays on. And stamp in my stays on for this one. I'm going to put a sun up in the corner. Brilliant. And then we can have, oh, excuse me, some flip-flops. Oh, yeah, we'll have some flip-flops by the beach. And some sunglasses as well. I do like the sunglasses, mind you. I do like the little drink. Drink looks kind of nice. I wonder if... We'll go with the sunglasses. I like the blackness of them. That did a bit of a wiggle there. But never mind. We'll go with it. Oh, I haven't done my sentiment, have I? We'll go a bit of a fun in the sun on here, I think. That's better. Yeah, them glasses have really smudged. It's okay, just to show. I won't make it into a card because I won't use it. I'll just back it. I'll just show you because it's a waste to make into a card. But you see the idea that you could create a fun scene. Now, you could do that type of technique, creating that. In fact, what time is it? Yeah, we've got time. Let's do it. Just thinking of another way. So we've got our piece again. I'm going to try it by just adding each colour section at a time. We want some sand. Don't say to do this with your best blends, especially if you're adding colour on colour. It won't do them much good. But as my blend ends are ruined anyway, I don't mind doing it for that end. I'm just going to keep moving it so it fills in the areas of the colour. And then I'll get more dark lines on it. Like so. And then let's bring in our blues. Wrong end. I'm going to have less sky on this, I think, more water. There we go. Mix that in just to give us a bit of a tonal. Now trying to keep it away from the sand a little bit. It's not possible to keep it totally away. Dry off by the sand first. There we go. So I'm just saw me push that about a bit more to go where I want it more. Pool party for our sky. With just a lemon lolly tinge up here, which has gone greeny. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Just clean that off. So that's gone fuzzy now anyway. That's okay with me. And then just add a little bit of texture to our sky. Don't want quite so much. Just put a couple of little squirts on. Now I don't like that big blob there, so I'm going to redo that so that I can get rid of that dark line that's along there. And add in a little bit more colour of balmy blue. Along there, and because it's wet, it doesn't pull, doesn't create a harsh line. That's it. Not happy with how that is. That's the thing, if you do it and you're not happy, just add more alcohol to allow you to move it. That's empty now. Add more colour if there's not enough colour for you. So what I thought we could do with this then is use bits out the washi tape to add on to it. So that's just a background. Somewhere I have a little pot that I have some in. So I've got cherries and that's all I've got. These are stamped ones, but we could use stamped ones because we haven't got a sun, have we? So we can use the stamped ones as well. Use a mixture. So we can die cut some of these out. Now, because I've finished making a mess, I will get rid of my knot and we'll clean that afterwards. Right, let's bring in the mini machine and let's die cut some of these beautiful images. So I think it would be nice to have a pineapple. I was going to do a couple at a time, but what I want is next to it, so I can't, because I want the flip-flops. And I would like something crawling up my neck. So we've got a pineapple. I would like a drink, but I might have to do that out of stamped image because I haven't got one on here. I've used it. Oh, that's moved. Something I find, the washi tape that I use to tape down my dies doesn't stick very well to the washi tape. And if I slightly move my plates and that as I'm going through, it moves it. There we go. Some flip-flops. I think in that case we need to change the colour of our sunglasses. And we'll go for these ones here. Nice coastal cabana. And with this, it is literally all about playing, having fun. You don't know exactly how things are going to turn out. Do we want to? Should we have? Oh, could have gone with them flip-flops. Actually, it doesn't matter because we've got those. How about? Do we want a flower? I don't think we do. Try the camera. I might want a camera. I'm going to use the stamped drink that I have. I totally messed up there. Won't even fit through. Yeah. Come on. Okay. All right. That will do. And then, because we've got the stamps on, so we can use stamp drink that I've coloured. I can always go over it because it's in, I think I've coloured it with watercolour pencils. I can go over it if needs be. Let's grab a white layer. 14.4 by 10. And I'll do the two so that I've got one for the inside as well. There we go. So that will be on there, which fits directly. The sun, I'm going to have down here. So it's not a full image on there. And then what have we got? Let's grab flip-flops. Because we like flip-flops. We can have a drink. And a pineapple. And then we can either put the glasses or the camera on with our title. Yeah, I just want to make this a bit deeper in colours. I don't know what colour I've done that actually. Let's try a bit of light flirty flamingo just to, because it's what will go over what's there without making it murky, but just brighten it up a little bit. There we go. That's better. Right. I'm going to glue these down, but I'm going to use glue dots. So I need a new box of glue dots. Oh, actually, I've got these out of a kit. Let's pop a couple of glue dots on each of these. The glue dots work better on the vellum. Okay, I'll pop that there. And it's not exactly a seaside, it's just the impression of, which I like better because I'm not an artist. And for me to try and make a seaside isn't going to work. I know that. I know my limitations. That's why I like using the alcohol, because it flows nicely. Right, the sun, I'm going to chop. Shall I chop it, or shall I just use it? I'm going to use it. We will go dimensionals for that, I think. And add that. It can go slightly over because the card will be slightly bigger than what this is. Right, now I know that I've got glue there and there. Images, I can put glue behind. And again, I'm just going to use some glue dots for quickness. And it'll stick. Got glue dots stuck on my finger. These glue dots are just what I've had out of a kit. That's why they're not on a roll. But you always end up with extra. So we might as well use them. Right. Don't want that. Don't like that. I don't know why I keep keeping that. Not die cut properly, but maybe. And then, shall we have So Happy Together for summer adventures? I think I do like the summer adventures, but I'm gonna stamp it and fussy cut. Let's clean it off. Get a good clean. And I think we shall go with, should we go with a nice strawberry slush and then use the coastal cabana around it? That might look nice. Strawberry slush. A scrap of basic white, I'm sure I've got. Don't know if that's long enough. No. I do have a little. No, none of those are big enough. So let's just use this. And we shall stamp this in Memento. If you could see just off my screen there how messy it is. I don't want Memento, do I? What am I doing? Squeak, squeak. Right. Oh yeah, I've got to take 2 of my cats to the vets tomorrow as well before I go away. We had to take the dog because she's been terribly itchy. And, you know, she's had sensitive skin. And we're fine with that, we know. The groomers know. They use sensitive stuff on her. And we've been trying her stuff because it's been getting worse, the itching, and she's made all the skin really, for want of a better word, scabby. Well, last time she went to the groomers, I told them that a tail, she won't let me near it. And if they could, because she loves the groomers, and they tried, they did get to see, but she actually snapped at them, which she's never done. And they said it looks like she's got an infection in her tail. was like, oh, great. So we're like, right, okay, vets. The weather hasn't helped, obviously, with it being so hot. She's so much better now that it's cooled down a bit. But she's got a flea allergy, they believe, or fox mange, which is lovely because we do get foxes in our back garden. So she's on medication. She's on antibiotics because, yes, her tail has got slightly infected. She's on anti-itch, which has worked. She's not scratching now. But of course, it's not just the dog because we've got 6 cats. So I've got to take 2 tomorrow morning, and then they'll be able to give me some medication enough to do them until next month, and I can take another 2. I'm like, this is just what I don't need at the moment. So much going on, and money-wise as well, it's not what we need, but obviously it's got to be done. But the treatment for whether it's flea allergy or fox mange is exactly the same anyway. But I felt terrible. She said to me, she says, don't feel bad. You haven't done anything wrong. Because I do flea and mat them. But it is, I use Frontline. Which is when we first had our pets, what the vets used to give us. But she says, unfortunately, now the fleas and that have built up resistance to Frontline. So it doesn't work. So there's me keeping up with the Frontline, and it's not working. Never mind. Right, quite like that. So we'll add that. Put that up on dimensionals as well. But I mean, I do my house every couple of weeks or so anyway. Just because of having all the animals we've got. Cats are always picking up fleas because obviously they're out, they're about, and they do have the odd one. But the house is treated, so you know, we don't believe we've got an issue there. It's just, we probably wouldn't, if it is a flea allergy, we probably wouldn't have known about it. The fact that there are fleas about, other than that, because we haven't got an infestation of them. It's just her reacting to, she says that reaction could be because of one. You use herbal flea and tick stuff. Yeah, I've tried. When it all first started, because I wondered if it was like the flea and tick stuff that had started. I bought some natural herbal flea collar and that, but she didn't like that. It's hard, isn't it? It's really hard when they've got. I mean, we changed her food and everything because we were like, is it a food? Is it from, they say treat from the inside out. So we changed all the food to hypoallergenic, super sensitive, grain free, all this. She has all that. I bought lots of like sprays for skin and chamomile gel and aloe vera and, all those that they recommend, and the immunity and itch treats. But yeah, it's a nightmare trying to find out what works. Right, so we can now add our last couple of bits, which I don't think I want pink sunglasses with. And I quite like, I think I'm just liking the camera maybe. Oh, oh, quite. Yes, I like that. If you don't go to the vets, I use natural stuff. Rabbit ear for worms. Greek yogurt for probiotics for a good. Oh, wow. Ah, interesting. I mean, I can't moan, to tell you the truth. They hadn't seen her in 7.5 years. So, we've done well. And this only started, what, 6 months back or so. So we haven't done bad with her. Small white dogs as well. They're prone, aren't they? A bit more. I'll definitely have a Google and see. But obviously I've got to get rid of what she's got and see what it is. But we do get a lot of foxes because we've got big gardens at the bottom of us. That they're gardens. They like ours are all this way, and theirs come along the bottom. They're massive, and the one's got chickens down towards that end, but neither of them really do anything in the bottom of their gardens, so they're quite wild. So foxes don't get disturbed down there. We had a family a few years ago, and the mum and babies used to come and play on the lawn. But yeah, it's hard because I can't try and get rid of foxes because of the animals I've got. It's like the brown round the eyes. That's because the stomach is not balanced. Also, ear problems all from the gut. Oh, wow. Well, maybe, I mean, we're going to carry on with the food with her because she likes it. I'm not going to change it. It's not going to do any harm to carry on with the good food. And maybe I'll look at natural, like the probiotic for a gut, rather than buying the chews. And that, because I mean, yeah, that's just totally natural, isn't it? It's going to be better for her. Right, so what colour card base shall we use for this? What will Coastal Cabana look like? I mean, it's the wrong way, but I quite like that. Right, let's do Coastal Cabana card base. Oh, it's gone extremely warm here all of a sudden. You think it's easy for the vet to give prescriptions, but to be honest, it's all man-made stuff. They are giving them, not resolving the problem, just delaying it. Nice colour. Yeah, I just basically wanted to stop the itching. I mean, she was literally gnawing herself raw. Like, raw. That's why her tail got infected. So yeah, that's my main, was to want to make her comfortable, which it's done that. So, but I shall definitely have a Google at getting some natural stuff to help. It's my own fault for having so many pets in it. I mean, the thing is, this isn't nowhere near. We've had at the time 3 dogs, 9 cats, a guinea pig, and a bunny rabbit. All It's not as though this is the biggest menagerie I've had. I don't think the weather's helped at all. I really don't. Helped her or helped with the flea situation and what have you. But we'll get there. Right, there we go. So, what did I do with my other layer? I cut another layer for the inside, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Right, and we can just pop, you know, I've got these sunglasses, pop those inside just to follow it through, make a pretty inside. We haven't put no bling on, have we? I'm not sure it needs it, to be honest, but we can have a look. Oh my gosh, it's 20 past. So I started off really quick and now I've gone way over. Sorry, people. Right, do we want any bling? Let's have a look. How about just some little white pearls? Thank you. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Why do we always buy DSP? Yes, it's nice. Yes, we like it. But do we always really need to use it? I don't believe so. We can make our own backgrounds that are just as beautiful in a totally different way. Right. So we have four cards using two different alcohol techniques. We have a bit of a sample there that went a bit bleh. But yeah, there we go. Put them like that. A bit better. I'm quite chuffed with them. This one, the greens, I love. Obviously it would look, I think, better with different images, but I love how the greens have all gone. I mean, if you could imagine that with some silhouette trees, that'd be absolutely gorgeous, wouldn't it? You can do it on paper, I think. Thank you, Michelle. Can you know what? I don't know. No, you probably. Oh, I've got no alcohol left. But it's not going to, is it? Because that soaks in straight away. Yeah, no, it doesn't shift. It needs to be vellum window sheet. You could do it on window sheet. No reason why you can't do it on window sheet. But yeah, very pleased with them. Thank you. Yeah, on the vellum. Well, do have a go, and yeah, look forward to seeing what you create. It's just something a little bit different, isn't it? I love this. I mean, that I like. I like doing that kind of technique, but this I think is so quick, easy, and you know, simple to do. It's a real good way to create quick cards. If you have a go, you'll send to me. Brilliant, brilliant. Right, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to try and sort out for tomorrow. I don't think I shall get round to making swaps. I've got a blog. No, I've got an Insta hop that I've got to do for tomorrow, and of course I'm not going to be here, so I've got to get it scheduled tonight. So yeah, I will be back this evening, all being well. Have no idea what I'm doing. Don't think I'll be doing this technique for a scrapbook. I might do this. We could make a scrapbook background out of this, out of that kind of technique. That's an idea. Right. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks very much for joining. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And I shall see you all next week. Bye.